Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are taking you to one of our most special places, Kabini. Kabini holds a real personal place for us because this is where we truly fell in love with wildlife. So when it reopened after a 4-month closure, we didn't think twice. We packed our bags and headed straight back. We also added Ranganathittu Bird Sanctuary to the itinerary and we are really glad we did that. For those who don't know, Kabini is a river, one of the tributaries of Cauvery, one of Karnataka's major rivers. The forest surrounding it is called the Kakanakote zone and it forms the southeastern part of the Nagarhole Tiger Reserve. There are two zones here, the Kakanakote and the Nanachike. Now, before we get into the experiences, let's talk logistics. Because things have changed and this will save you a lot of frustration. Like earlier, you have still two options for booking your safaris. One is through JLR, which is Jungle Lodges and Resorts, and the other is the government's official Nagarhole Tiger Reserve website. One important thing to note, boat safaris can only be booked through the JLR. There is no government portal for that. Here is the honest truth though. Since reopening, the number of jeeps has been reduced and buses are being pushed more. That makes getting safari tickets, especially jeep slots, incredibly difficult. Now, if you're staying at one of the premium resorts along the Kabini backwaters, you are sorted. They will handle all the bookings for you, including the boat safari. But if you are traveling on budget and you are doing it on your own, you need to plan well in advance and book online the moment slots open. And here is something worth considering. Your safari experience is heavily shaped by your guide. And honestly, in our experience, JLR guides, they tend to be far more knowledgeable and they take you to the corners of the forest where even the forest department jeeps or buses don't go. So, having a good guide is extremely important if you are doing safari, especially if you want to spot tigers. When we did our boat safari back in 2022 with an incredible JLR guide, we spotted two tigers along with incredible variety of birds. A lot of that was down to him. Okay, so this time around the boat safari was quite underwhelming and we want to be honest with you about that. The guide did not make much effort to explain anything that was around us and the other guy laughed it off when we asked if we were even trying to spot a tiger here. That really set the tone for the whole experience. The overall vibe felt less like a wildlife safari and more like a casual lake cruise, something you would find at any popular tourist spot. And the surroundings didn't help either. There were private vehicles parked along the banks, families camping near the jungle entry points. The rustic, raw charm we remembered from our last visit had faded. It felt more touristy. We spotted our first elephant within minutes of setting out. Then we saw a flock of birds settled on a sandbar right in the middle of the river, and gradually more birds followed. Vultures play one of the most critical roles in any ecosystem. They are nature's cleanup crew, and without them, the consequences ripple across the entire food chain in ways most people don't realize. And yet, they are among the most endangered birds on the planet. India alone has lost over 90% of its vulture population in just 3 decades. That is within our lifetime. And it's genuinely alarming. So, when we spotted not one but two species, we knew we were looking at something extremely rare. We also caught a few elephants charging at a jeep nearby. A sharp reminder that out here we are the guests, not the other way around. In total, we saw over 20 elephants and somewhere around 50 to 60 deers. But then came the moment that genuinely got to us. A tiny baby elephant, barely visible among the herd, completely encircled by the adults, every one of them forming a quiet, instinctive, protective ring around the calf. So, all in all, unless you are a bird photographer, it will not feel that rewarding. So, think carefully before booking the boat safari. What we saw was beautiful, but the experience around it felt neglected. The dedication from the management side just isn't there anymore, and with it, a lot of charm has gone too. If budget is a concern, this one might be worth skipping. Our bus safari was an early morning slot, and the jungle looked absolutely breathtaking. Dry leaves carpeting patches of mossy green ground, shafts of light cutting through the canopy, every frame felt like a painting. We spotted elephants, gaur, mongoose, and honestly the most gorgeous peacocks and peahens we have ever seen in the wild. But our driver was very much focused on tiger sightings, which meant we did not stop much for everything else. It was more of a drive through experience than we would have liked. Then, midway through, our driver got a call. Spotted deers were alarm calling nearby, which usually signals a big cat in the area. We rushed to the spot and we waited.
बट वो एक खड़ा ही है वहाँ पे एक है वहाँ पे जो खड़ा ही है
And then we heard it, a tiger's roar, somewhere deep in the jungle. It was confirmed that the tiger was there, but our time was already up and the bus did not wait for long to track the tiger movement. 3 hours for a tiger sighting is genuinely not enough, and that felt like a real missed opportunity. This was our 11th safari, and we still could not spot a tiger. Disheartening, right? Absolutely, especially when you are that close. But beyond the tiger, we also want to be honest about the overall experience. The government guides felt disengaged, no enthusiasm, no real effort to make the safari feel alive. It came across as just mechanically completing 3 hours rather than actually guiding people through the forest. That is something worth factoring in before spending your money here. Also, if you go on a safari only looking for tigers, you will miss everything else that makes it magical. Every forest has its own character, and we should learn to love it for that. So it's true, Kabini has changed, and not for good. We say that with a lot of feeling because this place genuinely made us wildlife lovers. Since we had an extra day with us and we could not arrange safari tickets, we decided to add Ranganathittu Bird Sanctuary to the itinerary. And honestly, we are really glad we did that. It's about 19 kilometers from Mysore and around 90 kilometers from Kabini. It's Karnataka's largest bird sanctuary, which spans across 40 acres, consisting of small islands on Cauvery River. It's home to over 200 species of birds, including painted storks, Asian open-billed storks, spot-billed pelican, and several species of herons and cormorants. These birds are the regular breeders here, and between June and November, hundreds of them descend on the sanctuary's rocky islets to nest. The painted stork is the star of Ranganathittu and is famous for its striking appearance and feeding style. Instead of relying purely on sight, they immerse their half open beaks in shallow water, and when a fish touches the sensitive tip of the beak, it catches hold of the fish in as little as 25 milliseconds. At first glance, the Asian open-billed stork looks like it has a broken beak. That distinctive gap running along the length of its beak is not a deformity, it's nature's clever design solution. The curved gap is shaped precisely to grip, twist, and extract freshwater snails and mussels from their shells. The spot-billed pelican is one of the unexpected residents of Ranganathittu. Listed as near threatened, this is one of the smallest pelican species in the world. Their oversized pouch beak can hold up to 3 times more than its own stomach. It essentially uses the pouch as a net, scooping up fish and water together and then draining the water out before swallowing. Ranganathittu is one of the very few places in Karnataka where spot-billed pelicans breed. Watching an entire group of them perched together on a branch is one of a kind experience. This bird sanctuary also shelters roughly 50 marsh crocodiles, all coexisting in a remarkably concentrated area. We also did a private boat ride gliding past crocodiles at a close range. We saw somewhere around 10 crocodiles, and it was both thrilling and surreal. You can also take boat on sharing basis, as we felt they are much more value for money. All in all, we had a wonderful time there. What genuinely impressed us, though, was watching these nesting areas up close, and also the crocodiles. Just a quick heads up, we visited this place in early April, which isn't peak season for bird variety. But December, January, and February are the ideal months when the sanctuary is at its most vibrant. But that does not mean a visit outside that window isn't worthwhile. We still had a great time there.